2. Destructive debt, bad debt. This is where most people get stuck. Credit cards, personal loans, payday loans, consumer financing, phones, gadgets, clothes. This type of debt doesn't generate income, depreciates over time, carries high interest rates. And worst of all, it feels harmless at the beginning because the payments look small. But over time, those small payments stack into something massive.